I'm Vasanthi Hariprakash, and this time I'm coming to you from a state that is possibly the last communist state standing in the country and is still making up its mind whether to let the BJP in through the door. With me is a gentleman who will feel the impact of it either ways. He's an extremely popular parliamentarian, sitting MP, prolific writer, and someone who is known for the simple usage of English words. Welcome to this show, Mr. Shashi Tharoor.
Thanks, Vasanthi.
And, Thiruvananthapuram, as we speak, has always been known to be a caste split, very powerful constituency in terms of Nayars and Nadars presence. But this time, it's particularly volatile, thanks to the Sabarimala issue. And the middle class, which have been your most loyal supporters, there has been quite a shift, or at least what one senses in terms of, the developments. Do you see this as something that may impact your prospects?
Well, certainly that's the BJP's entire strategy. They've decided to campaign on Sabarimala. That's their issue. And what they're claiming is they stood by Sabarimala and that I, quote-unquote, insulted Sabarimala devotees, which is completely false. As many of my liberal friends found out to their despair, and they were very critical of me, I, after due reflection, took the side that, in fact, you can't frame this as an issue of women's equality because the women here consider themselves more than equal. You have to frame it as an issue of sanctity. And I came to that conclusion after talking to women. Large numbers of women, particularly of that particular age group that was being disbarred from going, are the most outraged because they feel that as believers, they would not want to go. For many rationalists, it's difficult to understand, but faith is beyond rationality. Faith is a matter of belief, of worship. There is an element of sacredness to the way in which you regard certain deities. The question is whether to respect them or not. And I said, as somebody who is a representative of the people, I must respect the views of the people. So my answer is, the BJP was in power with a good majority in the Lok Sabha, and they didn't bring a law. Why not? On the 19th of December, in the winter session of Parliament, I asked the question. The official answer from the minister was, we'll look into the matter and reply to the House later. They never did. Then came the budget session. 5th of February, I stood up and asked, what happened? Can you at least ease the pain? Kerala is afire, is in flames. To which no answer came. Which means very clearly that, as we suspected all along, the BJP has no interest in a solution or in actually dealing with the pain of the believers. Their interest is in exploiting this controversy
What about the left?
For their political benefit. The left has exploited it for their political benefit, the BJP for their political benefit. His government has not always shown the same zeal in implementing every other Supreme Court verdict. Right now there is a verdict pending on a property dispute between the Jacobite and Orthodox factions of the Christian Church. And the government has done the responsible thing of actually arranging a sort of mediation and discussion between the two sides, or trying to pursue dialogue, which they could have done on Sabarimala. Correct. And the BJP is improving its prospects on the basis of lies. They're claiming that if you vote for us, we will save Sabarimala, whereas they actually had the majority and they didn't lift a finger to save Sabarimala. I mean, no journalist has gone and asked Mr. Kummaram Rajashekharan, if you were MP instead of Shashi Tharoor, what would you have done differently?
On one hand, if there is Sabarimala, which is certainly going to affect, as one senses through the travels across Kerala, there is also the other part, which is of the Congress itself. For one, is the presence of, or is the absence of Mr. Muralidharan being felt in the way the campaign is there? Your previous incumbent of the MP post, he has not been part of the campaign.
No, it's very much.
Well, and also what one could sense through talks across the journey in Kerala was that the party machinery seems to be focused on Wayanad and Mr. Rahul Gandhi's entry here, leaving out the other Congress constituents or candidates.
You're wrong. Yes, I missed K. Muralidharan, who would have been a great asset in Vattiyoorkava, but the entire party machinery has stayed behind to campaign for me in Vattiyoorkava. Muralidharan obviously has to campaign for himself. He is a tough fight in Vadagara and we hope he'll win. But it would be selfish of me to say that the party needs him more to campaign for me than to campaign for himself. That makes no sense. He will undoubtedly have left behind a motivated cadre within the same people who would have campaigned with him are now campaigning for me in his absence. As for Mr. Shivakumar, the person you're mentioning, the previous MP from 99, he has been very much on my side. He's been on my campaign vehicle. He has been arranging political meetings for me. He has gone with me to see people. He has brought me supporters to meet. Nor do I have a problem with the machinery as a whole, because wherever I go, what I'm seeing is enthusiasm and frankly, a genuine amount of energy for on the part of the party workers.
As a senior Congress party functionary, what is your response to those who say that if the Congress really had to fight against the BJP, then Rahul Gandhi should have contested from Pathanamthitta and not exactly Wayanad?
Look, Rahul Gandhi is sending two very clear messages. The first is that if you want to be Prime Minister of India, you better be Prime Minister of all Indians. And here I am prepared to win a constituency in the north and in the south. Does Mr. Narendra Modi have the courage to contest a seat in Kerala or Tamil Nadu? You can be sure the answer is no. Finally, as far as the party workers are concerned, the ones from neighbouring constituencies may partly be distracted. Wayanad is a slightly curious case because Wayanad district doesn't have enough voters. And so Wayanad electoral district, the parliamentary constituency, also includes portions of Malappuram district and Kozhikode district. So inevitably workers from those districts and their DCC presidents from Malappuram and Kozhikode also have to be involved in Wayanad, and therefore there is a perception that everyone is focused on Wayanad. That's not true. I'm not aware of any party worker from Trivandrum who is absent from his duty at a time when we need to win.
Do you someday, Mr. Tharoor, see yourself as a prime ministerial candidate?
No, our system doesn't work that way. No one runs for prime minister. It's not a presidential system. Parties choose their leaders. No, I'd be very honest and say there's no vacancy in my party. The party leader is there and he's much younger than me, has a long future ahead of him. I'm not going to be challenging for the leadership of the party, and it's the party leader normally who becomes the prime minister. So that kind of ambition, it would be unrealistic for me to have. All I can say is that whatever task the party entrusts me with, however lowly, humble or exalted it may be, I will always do it to the best of my ability with full commitment and energy. I've demonstrated that throughout my career, whether at the United Nations or in politics. If I'm made Minister for Sanitation tomorrow, you'll make sure that it'll be the most effective sanitation campaign, unlike the shambles of the Swachh Bharat campaign of the last 5 years. Whatever I'm given, I am prepared to take on with commitment because it's a form of public service.
What will be your really promise to the people of this constituency?
Now you ask me what would I do for Trivandrum. First of all, and most important, I can assure Trivandrum that the quality of service the constituents have enjoyed for the last 10 years will continue. They've seen a number of things done that nobody had been able to do in the preceding 60 years since India's independence. And therefore, they know they have an MP who works hard for them and delivers results.
Thank you for so clearly articulating your thoughts. And I know this has been quite a hectic campaign trail, but it's been a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you, Vasant.